Hey everybody, welcome back to Kindred Spirits on the Roof. Last time we got through the Kiri extra scenes, and now we will go through Tsukuyo's extra scenes, and yeah, nothing else more to say. I hope you all have been well. I've been immersed in chaos with the new job, with the moving for a new job, so my life is insane. But I hope all of you are well. I'm well, despite all that. But anyways, let's see how Tsukuyo's doing. Before I knew it, I was searching for her. Surigami Kiri-san in the second year Class C, the sole member of the math club, of which I'm the advisor. As an educator, I don't think I should be favoring any single student, but I can't help thinking about her. Even today, while moving between classrooms on a break, I can't stop myself from searching for Surigami-san among the students. I mean, up until now, since she was a first year, every time she saw me, she'd repeat, cute, cute, while trying to pursue some sort of physical contact with me. But she's suddenly stopped doing that. Moreover, she's even started running away the moment she sees me. We can't even meet in the club room. It'd be weird not to worry about this, right? I wonder if something happened, at home or with one of her school friends. She's coming to school, so if she wouldn't run, I could at least meet her and talk to her. That would be best, but here I am again searching for her. Whoa, yikes! Oh, this will be an interesting combo, right? These two. Though maybe it'll help set up what we see when Tsukuyo defends them in the defends Yoka and Aki in the faculty advisor's office. Not that really needs set up, but maybe we'll flesh out the relationship that possibly could have pre-existed between Tsukuyo and Yoka. But it seems my attention for everything else has suffered during my search, and I almost ran into someone turning a corner in the hallway. Sorry, you didn't hit anything, did you, Sonou-sensei? No, I should be apologizing, Koba-san. Are you alright? You're not injured? Yeah, I'm good. This girl at least calls me sensei, though she's not the most formal person in the world. But why doesn't everyone else call me sensei too? There aren't very many who do, actually. Well, I don't think they're doing it maliciously, so I don't want to make too big of a deal out of it. This girl is, Koba-san. Right, Koba-Yoka-san, a second year. I've heard that she likes music, mostly the rock genre. Her clothes sort of reflect that. She stands out a bit more than the other girls at this school, I think. But at heart, she's a good, honest girl, and she takes classes seriously, though she sleeps through them sometimes. She doesn't randomly shout or set fire to things or bang her head aggressively or anything. Maybe I've got the wrong idea about rock. Again, this sounds more punk than rock. So maybe Tsukuyo, maybe you do have the wrong idea about rock. Or maybe this game has the wrong idea about rock. Again, I feel like Yoka's personality and the things she says and the music she likes is more aligned with the history of punk music and the mentality behind classic punk music than it is behind rock and roll. But that's something I can talk about more when we get into the Yoka extra scenes. It's not really appropriate here. Koba-san, your homeroom teacher told me you've been late more often recently. Apparently this girl's only problem is that she has a habit of being tardy. Oh, if only you knew, Tsukuyo, the reason. Well, I'm trying to avoid 5 times in a row, though. So she doesn't care until the last possible moment. I tried to prevent a worry line from appearing across my eyebrows. You shouldn't just worry about being late too often. You should avoid being late at all. I know Should Sensei call you every morning to wake you up? Huh? You teach? She looks and sounds quite uninterested. Well, that makes sense. You wouldn't want a teacher waking you up first thing in the morning, would you? Apparently Koba-san's worry was something else, though. Well, I don't want to cause you any trouble, Sonou-sensei. And I bet Kiri'd be pissed as hell out of me if I bothered you like that, too. Huh? She wasn't worried about a teacher calling her, but being scolded by her friend? Friend? Who's her friend? Koba-san, are you friends with Tsurugamini-san? Well, yeah, we were in the same class last year. She's funny, isn't she? I guess we just hit it off. Really? You haven't heard anything then, have you, Koba-san? From Tsurugamini-san? I hope in Yoka's extra scenes we see more of the Kiri-Yoka friendship. That's another relationship I really like that exists in this game, and I hope we see them interact. Because in the Kiri extra scenes, we didn't see Yoka at all, and I know they're not like super close friends, but I definitely like that they have some kind of acquaintance, friendship, peers. It'd be cute to see more of them together. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for Yoka scene, more Kiri interaction. Anything? Like what? Well, Tsurugamini-san's been acting a little strange lately. You haven't heard about anything happening to her or around her? Really, I shouldn't be prying into the private matters of a student. There are probably better ways to go about it, but I may have gone and asked Koba-san about it because I really am concerned about Tsurugamini-san. Fortunately, Koba-san answered honestly without noticing how flustered I was feeling. And that was all well and good, but acting strange, huh? But Kiri's always strange in front of cute stuff, right? So Kiri acting strange in front of you's like normal, isn't it, Sonou-sensei? I suppose so, but no, that's not what I meant. It was a serious question, but I'm not sure what I should do with this response. Should I give up? Should I get a little angry? I don't want to get angry, of course. No, that's not what I mean. Not that kind of strange. It's like Tsurugamini-san's avoiding me. Kiri is? Avoiding you, Teach? That might be weird, yeah. Oh yeah, she did say something kind of weird the other day. It was something like, I've awoken to an alarming truth. Huh? What does that mean? What's this alarming truth? That's a little dramatic, isn't it? Is it something to do with her family? Or has she gotten wrapped up in some serious situation? Things can be dangerous for girls at her age. It suddenly felt like all the blood in my body was flowing twice as fast. I felt a heavy pressure settle down somewhere deep behind my eyes. Oh, this isn't good. I think I'm getting dizzy, too. And while I was trying to resist the feeling of my legs sinking down. But like, it's Kiri we're talking about, right? Probably has to do something with something cute, right? If she's acting weird, Teach? Koba-san looked at me and raised her voice in surprise. Do I really look that bad right now? And in front of a student? Oh, drip. Sonou-sensei, nosebleed, nosebleed! The uncomfortable feeling in the back of my nose brought me back to myself. Oh. I'm pretty used to this feeling, like snot is slowly dripping down. Great descriptions, Tsukuyo, great descriptions. I pulled a packet of tissues from my bag before my clothes got dirty. I tore off a piece and stuffed it into my nose. I couldn't really be worried about appearances at this point. Is the nosebleed that bad? I see that all the time, like people who want to just like stuff some tissue paper in their bleeding nostril, but I just always, when I've had nosebleeds, I just always, hold it to my nose and pinch my nose and not really stuff anything in there. To each their own though, right? You deal with nosebleeds. She's probably gotten more nosebleeds than I ever have in my life. Hey, Teach, you okay? Yes, I'm fine. This happens sometimes, but I'm alright. It's nothing serious, really. Okay. I reassured Koba-san and smiled in response to her worried look. I'm sure my voice was a little nasally. I have been working pretty hard lately. This isn't good, though. I know I'm not very healthy, but I can't have the blood rushing to my head and making me look like this in front of a student. Koba-san looks a little blue, too. I'm sorry, Sonou-sensei. I promise I'll try to be late less. That's anxiety or something, right? Nosebleeds are serious, man. I know some of you just burst like that before live shows, and it's scary, man. Yes, that's right. I thought so. Her clothes and her truancy are a bit of a problem, but she's really a kind girl who cares for others. I was happy about that, and it made me see her in a new light. Since I also had my position as a teacher to consider, I decided to go along with her words. Try to be on time as much as possible, okay? If this improves one of the girl's flaws, then maybe my weak constitution has come in handy for once. Yeah, I'll cut it down to only 3 times in a row, for next week at least. Well, one step at a time, right? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Oh, and it might be strange to add this on, but could you give Surigamini-san a message for me? Could you tell her to come talk to me if she's in some kind of trouble? Thank you. Gotcha. You want to talk to her, Teach? I'll tell Kiri if I see her. Koba-san might put a strange spin on it, but Surigamini-san might listen to the message if it's delivered from her friend. I asked Koba-san that favor and then decided to head to the bathroom. My nosebleed had stopped already, but I wanted to look in a mirror and make sure I'd wiped all the blood away. But in any case, Surigamini-san, I really wonder what this alarming truth is. I don't think she would get into anything truly dangerous, but I still feel a heavy weight in my chest when I think about it. I'm a teacher after all? Was that the title of the last Tsukuyo extra scene? I think it was, right? Yeah, I've noticed something since I've started playing through like the extra scenes, and some of them have like these really nice progressions and like mini arcs for the characters, or they have like a theme that the character really sort of embraces, and it links all the character extra scenes together, right? And then some of them seem a little more disorganized, and to me, like, they're still fun. It's still great to see like these characters and the relationships get fleshed out, and I love this stuff. But yeah, I'm curious to see what Tsukuyo's, if we're gonna have a consistent theme for all of Tsukuyo's extra scenes. It kind of seems like it, but we've only played one of them, so there's only one way to find out. After school, Arya-san stopped by while I was in the middle of a staring contest with a stack of files on my desk. A stack, or more like a pile. What's this, Sonou-sensei? It seemed she'd realized that there were files related to the school festival mixed in with them. The files for the festival, as you can see. I'm the advisor for the planning committee this year. It's really cool. Now, I haven't been saying much about the facial expressions, mostly because I'm not noticing them half the time because I'm trying to read the dialogue. But I just noticed, like, we know Tsukuyo's incredibly overwhelmed, right, by all the work she has to do, but we also know she's a bit of a workaholic, so it's really fulfilling for her. And it's cool because, you know, she's like, oh, it's like a pile or a stack. It's crazy what they're calling it, like a mountain before, weren't they? Back in the main story. And this is cool because we see Tsukuyo like smile as she's like talking about them and how she's the advisor for the planning committee, and that's just a nice touch because we know she takes pride in being able to do a lot of work no matter how overwhelming it is. So very in character, very cool. I mean, I try to watch the facial expressions more because I know they're really deliberate and it's really great. The school festival too? I had heard that, but I tried to be nonchalant about it, but I could see a wrinkle forming on Aryo-san's brow. You're in charge of supervising the summer camp as well, aren't you, Sonou-sensei? That I am. It seemed like Aryo-san had come on some kind of summer camp business, too. And you're also working during the school festival? Maybe it isn't my place to say, but don't you think you're taking on too many responsibilities at once? It's all right. I'll be coming to school during summer vacation anyway, so I can take care of both of them while I'm here. It's good to have young teachers like me to take care of this stuff. Yeah, but the problem, Tsukuyo, is you might be young, but you're really, but you're not, you're sick, essentially. But we know how this all ends in the main story. And I do have to say, knowing more about Aki, and knowing that she's a good manager, it really makes sense that she'd be concerned about Tsukuyo taking on all this work, because that's something you learn when you're in a position of managing, right? That tasks should be given out to more than one person. You don't want to spread one person too thin, because it doesn't matter how capable you are. Just the brain can only focus on so much at a time. And so a good manager like Aki or like Yuna or Miyu would fall into this category too, but I'm talking specifically about Aki, so I'll try not to bring in everyone else. But they're gonna see, like, this can be done so much better. Like, this can be organized better, we can get stuff done more effectively, and we can lessen the load for everyone, right? Perhaps, but Aryu-san still didn't seem satisfied. She continued staring at the school festival documents without even bringing up the reason she'd come to see me. I felt the mood getting a little heavy, so I tried to smooth things over as casually as I could. Tsukuyo, you're a teacher. She's a student. Like, you don't have to... I love how Tsukuyo was, like, really considerate of her students, but sometimes I'm just like... you can, even though I don't agree with your choices, Tsukuyo, like, you're the authority. You're the authority. But I guess that's what makes the dynamic so interesting. And it does make Tsukuyo an interesting character in that sense, too. Because she's doing stuff we don't expect. Which is a great way to keep a story exciting, you know. But students worrying about teachers is getting things a little backwards, isn't it? I smiled and waved my hand to try to dispel her worries. It's all right, really. I became a teacher because I wanted to do things like this as well. It's a chance for everyone to work their hardest and celebrate at the end. I'm happy to support that sort of event. That's how I really feel. I can't stand in the same position as the students, but I really am happy to support them from the side. I'm happy to hear that, of course, but you have to admit that you don't have an overabundance of stamina, Sensei. Why do I feel like I'm the one getting the lecture here? What should I do about this? That's why I was happy that Tsurugamini-san returned when she did, when things were starting to get a little gloomy. I'm back, Tsukuyo-chan! Huh? What's up, Aryu-san? Ah, I'm here on camp business. Did you know that Sonou-sensei will be the advisor for the school festival committee too, Tsurugamini-san? Well, yeah, I knew. Tsurugamini-san had just returned, but from Aryo-san's tone and how I looked, she seemed to understand what we'd been discussing. Well, I do think it's a lot of work for Tsukuyo-chan to take on, but I'll be there from the beginning to help out this year. So don't get on Tsukuyo-chan's case too much, okay? Just overlook this. I guess she's technically on my side here. But what's that exasperated smile for, Tsurugamini-san? Oh, you know, Tsukuyo. You know. I've got to make it clear to these two that they have nothing to worry about. Come on, you two. You don't need to talk about me like I'm so fragile. Last year I was, stressed. That's right. It was stress, since I was handling two things I wasn't used to yet. So I got a little tired because of it. I've never felt stressed when working for everyone's sake like that, but I can't honestly tell them it really was too much. Can you guarantee that won't happen again this year? I'll be able to go out for drives and stuff this year, just while I'm out buying things, though. Are you really out for a drive if you're just going shopping? Wouldn't that be less driving than your regular commute? I'll go on real drives, too, and I'll blow all my stress away. I'll jump in my car and go vroom down the road really fast. Oh, Tsukuyo. Tsukuyo. Within the speed limit, I hope. I love... it's a real reversal of roles going on right now, right? It's wonderful. Yes, you're exactly right. It's there for a reason. Considering Tsukuyo's always getting on everyone's case about running in the hallways. I got a driver's license and a form of ID, but I found that as a form of ID, but I found that I actually enjoy driving a lot. I drive every day to get to school, but sometimes I feel the urge to go a little farther. Just thinking about it was cheering me up a little. I still think it's a little childish, but it's true it had me feeling more positive because of it. Tsukuyo-chan, you don't need to go vroom and gesture like that, though it's really cute. Are you trying to drive me crazy, or you've got to be tempting me, right? The thing about Kiri is she's so honest about these things in front of people, like Aki's standing right there. How does that not seem suspicious to have this relationship, unless everyone just accepts Kiri as oh, it's Kiri, classic Kiri. I think you could stand to reflect on your behavior a bit, Tsurugamini-san, and you should call her Sonou-sensei properly instead of Tsukuyo-chan. Yeah, and I would be concerned if, not concerned, but I'd be surprised if Aki, like I said, didn't call Kiri out. Oh, that was good, Aryo-san. And I understand. If you're that insistent, then I have nothing left to say, Sensei. Only please let me help as much as I am able to. What? You want to come too, Aryo-san? I'm not going to give up my position as Tsukuyo-chan's navigator, though. Are you okay sitting in the back? No, I don't mean on your drives. I mean I'll help you with your work, Sensei. I don't know how much help I'll be, but I'll be around a lot during summer vacation, too. I'm supervising the supplementary lessons for latecomers during the summer camp. Is it all right if I come to your office while I'm here? Huh? Where did this come from? Tsurugamini-san will be there too, so she doesn't need to do that much. My hands were still extended toward an imaginary steering wheel, but I hurriedly lowered them and waved them to decline. You can't, Aryo-san. You've got enough things you have to do, and you should have time to relax during summer vacation. No, if our teachers are going to work so hard for our sake, then I think the students need to answer that enthusiasm. I'll stop by when I don't have any other work to do. Please let me know when there's anything I can help you with. I wasn't sure how to persuade Aryo-san after that firm declaration, but I didn't get a chance. That might help actually. Tsukuyo-chan never turns down work, so it might be nice to have an extra pair of hands. What are you saying, Tsurugamini-san? It's fine, isn't it, Tsukuyo-chan? I bet you won't have any time to go out on drives if you don't let Aryo-san help too. You won't be able to do any vrooming. Oh my god, just stop saying vroom. Now she's even mimicking me. In the end, I couldn't refuse their goodwill, and Aryo-san might end up helping me during summer vacation too. I hope it's for the best. Oh, it is. As you will find out, as we know from the main story, it is for the best. Because not only do you get Aki helping you, Yuna joins the party too. And it's a party. Summer camp was crazy. I don't know if you all remember summer camp. I flipped my shit going through that week, as you all know, because you were all there with me going through it. I became a teacher. Okay, so it seems like we kind of have a thread going through, a steady thread going through the Tsukuyo extra scenes. And it's cool, like, again, this idea, like, I like how Tsukuyo's really acknowledging her position as a teacher. And again, it's cool that the story wants to explore that context and kind of explore the external world that these characters live in. And I really appreciate when that gets acknowledged, because, like I said, it doesn't feel like the story's happening in a void. It's happening in a real place. And Tsukuyo should be concerned about being a teacher. It's her profession, and she loves it. But she has her own conflicts that go on with Kiri and with her own, weak constitution. So it's cool to see her, to see her sort of struggle more with it, have the game explore more of that. Yeah, very nice. Miyama-san was fiddling around with the digital voice recorder. Ichiki-san held my pointing stick to her mouth, maybe in imitation of a microphone. Futano-san stood next to them. The girls from the broadcasting club, the inseparable trio. Seriously, I want to call them, they should be called the triumvirate. Why does anyone call them a trio? Triumvirate power. Ugh, I'm just dorking out. I know these girls go around interviewing the presidents of various clubs, but what are they doing here? Nena, is the recorder ready? Oh god, I hope I remember their voices. I haven't seen these three in so long. It's good. Let's get started then. Today on Popular Professor Interviews, we have the classic lit teacher Sonou Tsukuyo-chan sensei. I love how that's caught on. Just call her Tsukuyo-chan sensei. Why have they come to me? I haven't exactly agreed to an interview. Ichiki-san, what exactly? Well, we thought we'd branch out from club presidents and start interviewing some teachers too. And you're our top batter, Tsukuyo-chan. That's gonna have to get cut. I mean, from the broadcasting, that little slip up of Umi's there. That wasn't me. Okay, but I'm not exactly prepared for this, and when I looked over at Futano-san standing next to Chiki-san, we just got bored during the camp. She'd written on a sketchbook for some reason. When I tilted my head to her, wondering why she wasn't just telling me this out loud, she began writing again. The recorder's on already, so please answer her questions. So they're bored. But teachers have all sorts of responsibilities, But it doesn't feel right to turn them away when they've come all prepared for this. Oh, fine, but I don't know what to say in an interview. Well, we'll ask the questions, so you just need to answer them. Okay, Tsukuyo-chan? Holding my pointing stick so close to her mouth that it was almost touching her lips, Ichiki-san's eyes are those of someone who's found a fun toy. Positively sparkling with curiosity. Oh, I'm so weak to eyes like these. Oh god, Tsukuyo. Oh, I'm so weak to eyes like this from girls her age. I can't help going along with her. I don't know what that means. And you know what? I don't want to know, Tsukuyo. I do not want to know. Let's see here. What should I ask, Sasa? Shouldn't you have thought of that first? You can't start with her height and weight and birthday or something, right? Futano-san seemed intent on staying behind the scenes and not using her voice. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, Tsukuyo-chan, what's your height and weight? And your birthday? From the point of view of my questionnaires, those are probably safe questions to open with, but to me, starting with those questions is a little... No, it's quite difficult. Yeah, I would not... Listen, I'm not a professional interviewer, but I would not ask a person, when's your birthday, and what's your weight? Height's pretty safe, I guess, but people get feel very strongly about weight, and especially if you're a woman, right? And your birthday, most people don't want to reveal how old they are necessarily, Hesitation slowed my response just a bit. My height is 156 centimeters. What? Huh? It wasn't just Ichiki-san. Futano-san's sketchbook in hand was wide-eyed as well. And my weight is 42 kilograms. Kgs kilograms, right? Whatever. Don't tell me. I think it is. I'm not. I haven't weighed myself in a while, but it probably hasn't changed much. Wait, Tsukuyo-chan, no way! There's no way! That's impossible! Yeah, that's not true. That can't be. That lie's a little too obvious, Sensei. You're not fooling us. Yes, thank you for the harsh reminder. Even Futano-san's talking now. Sketchbook completely forgotten. I mean, 156 is like my height. Want to stand next to me and see, Tsukuyo-chan? If you're gonna lie about your height, you should make up something for your weight to match it, Sensei. That gives it away too easily. My birthday is July 15th. My astrological sign is Cancer, and my birthday is on Oban in July. And also Chugen, I suppose. You can't just keep going after lying like that, Tsukuyo-chan. This is starting to feel kind of dumb. So, the opening became a little nonsensical, but... Come to think of it, why did you want to be a teacher, Tsukuyo-chan? Things changed when this question came up. That's because a professor of mine went here. Huh? To Shirojo? Yes, she was very enthusiastic and passionate about her students. Sort of an old-fashioned type of teacher to you girls, I guess. I like those kinds of teachers. Was she like a phys ed teacher? No, she taught English. A passionate English teacher? I can't really imagine that. Did she slap you on the ass with a shinai when you got vocab words wrong? Oh my god, Sasa. What's wrong? All the most passionate teachers I think I've had in my life were like English teachers. So, yeah. Maybe it was like a boot camp. Okay, language. There was no... Oh. Try to be a little more authoritative, Tsukuyo. Just try. There was no corporal punishment or anything, but she was very big on discipline and that sort of thing. Once she even made me translate a whole paperback in one night. Even the advertisements, the whole thing. She was like, use your fighting spirit. Sensei had no idea that the morning sun was so yellow. I could feel my eyes narrowing. Tsukuyo-chan, your eyes are glazing over. But then she treated me to some fruit milk after that, and I'll never forget the feeling of sweetness just filling my brain. That's when I knew she wasn't just harsh, but that she cared about her students too. This kid was won over with some really cheap sweets. Actually, isn't that more like brainwashing? I think Futano-san said something, but I'll pretend I didn't hear it. She wasn't just harsh, and she didn't just spoil her students. When I saw this teacher, I thought, oh, what if I could become the sort of person who could teach people like this? And that's why I became a teacher. And then I thought I wanted to work at the place that had made her that sort of teacher, so I applied to her alma mater here. Wow, that's cool. That sort of story is so romantic. Seriously, Umi? Ah, so Ichiki-san understood. She's a very honest, sensitive girl. I came to the school to teach girls like you three. Now, that might be a bit presumptuous of me. I'm always learning from these girls too, from their hearts and their gazes. Though Futano-san is currently staring wide-eyed at Ichiki-san like she's seeing a bunch of cats with towels on their heads dancing in the middle of the night. That is a crazy image there, Tsukuyo. Where did that come from? Yeah, I'll pretend I didn't see that. So then, what do you think of the school when you started working here? Well, I thought, I suppose. It made sense that she'd come from this school. As everyone goes through school here, they seem to grow hardy. Hardy? Yes, it feels like everyone grows into a strong and wonderful woman. grows into strong and wonderful women here. I'm not sure if you can really say that about a girls' school. Like, is it a compliment? The conversation seemed to be wrapping up after all that, and I thought Ichiki-san and the others were satisfied when suddenly... Oh, that's right. One more question before we go, Tsukuyo-chan. Yes, what is it? Do you have anyone special in your life right now? Her question was so straightforward and clear that I answered it without hesitation. I do. Huh? Seriously? Oh ho. In fact, it was the three of them who faltered, so I pressed forward. All of my students are special to me. Those were my true, heartfelt feelings. Alright. Sasa seems so done. Like, I know we were all bored, but this just got too cheesy and ridiculous for me. I'm out. The three of them turned to each other with sour-looking expressions. Sensei, we don't need you trying to wrap things up with a nice feel-good closer, okay? Sensei loves all of you, so if you ever have any trouble or need any advice, you can come to me at any time. When the three of them finally left, I saw them off, a little drained, but my thoughts were clear. I love everyone at this school. Those are my true feelings, and I mean that. However, adults don't have only one true feeling, and sometimes they need to decide when to choose between them. Those three may not understand that yet. Or maybe they just went along with it, understanding in their own ways. In either case, my real feelings must simply go unsaid, at least for now. Aww. That was really nice. I was not expecting to really enjoy the Tsukuyo extra scenes, but I'm thoroughly enjoying them. These are great. It'll work out. We're in September now, right? Fuck, sorry, I try not to curse that much, though I do usually. I try to always remember the months and the days, so again, like, trying to get that context, but sometimes I get so wrapped up and I just want to get to the next scene that I forget. But I think we're in September. Ushirogami, who was it who likened the feeling of stopping, feeling like you've left something undone, to a little ghost who's pulling on your hair? Ooh, is it a ghost? I just think of a monkey on my back pulling my hair when I have those feelings. Right now, Kiri looks just like her hair's been pulled by one of those little ghosts. She stood up and made her way to the entrance of the club room, but hasn't moved from there. She's just fidgeting in the doorway. Kiri, this girl who constantly goes into cute frenzies over me, never noticed how adorable she herself is sometimes, how she can set my heart aflutter like this. But lately I've started thinking of these flutterings as sweet and comforting. I enjoy feeling like this. What is it, Kiri? Weren't you going home? Or did you forget something? I know she hasn't forgotten anything, and hasn't left anything undone, but I speak to her with deliberate sweetness, yet with the tone of a teacher. Not exactly, but you're teasing me, aren't you, Tsukuyo-chan? You were so cute, Tsukuyo-chan. Now you're still omega cute, but now you're teasing me like this. Wait, but did that feel kind of good, actually? Huh. What is this new sensation I'm feeling? Are you conditioning me or something, Tsukuyo-chan? Crap, how can I go home now, Tsukuyo-chan? I just love the approach, right? As Kiri slides across the screen to get closer to Tsukuyo with her, like, hands raised up, like she's gonna pounce. As the tall girl held me close, the scent of her hair and skin all around me, I felt an aching, sweet feeling filling up my chest. I lingered in her arms a little longer than usual, then gently pushed her away. But you have something at home that you need to take care of today, don't you? I do. I don't really want to go. Kiri still seemed reluctant, but that was that, and this is this. She still has to study and do things at home. There are plenty of things she just has no control over. She's not an adult yet, so that's just how it is. We'll see each other again here. You have to go home for today. Yeah, well, then I'll see you again soon. Repeating the words like they were a promise, Kiri finally left the club room. I'll text you later, Tsukuyo-chan. Texting. We've been doing that a lot lately, though it's not like we're exchanging love letters or anything. It's just stuff like, PE was rough today, or it's still pretty hot, isn't it? Or about the notebook I use for club stuff, or whatever. Just silly thoughts about whatever happens each day. We spend most of our day in the same school, so the subject matter tends to relate to each other, but the texts Kiri sends always seem like fresh flowers to me. It's probably because of our different perspectives. That's what I thought at first, and that probably is part of it. But I think it's also because it's something we're doing as girlfriends. Girlfriends, huh? I was in the club room alone after Kiri left. I muttered to myself as I finished up my work related to the school festival and checked over my printouts for class tomorrow, for my actual teaching work. Of course, even if I was alone, I muttered the words so quietly that no one would hear them. Since no matter what words we use, our relationship is something we can never reveal to anyone, as long as we're both here at this school. Okay, this is good. This is good. I really wanted Kiri and Tsukuyo to reflect on consequences of their relationship, because it's student-teacher and it's also gay, so you've got like the double worry whammy there. And it makes sense to me that Kiri wouldn't necessarily be thinking about these things because she's young, but I'm really happy to see Tsukuyo kind of take a moment and think about this and deliberate over it. And yes, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. I can't believe this has happened to me. As I sighed over the printouts, I felt like I was doing something terrible to Kiri as well. This is something that should really never happen. A relationship like this between a teacher and a student, and we're both women too. If I really wanted to be a good teacher and continue to teach, I shouldn't have responded to her feelings. I should have left things like they were after her first confession and refused her second, for her future. Well, whatever. This time the puff of breath that escaped my lips was much more jovial than a sigh, so much that I almost laughed. Yes, that's right. I was so elated that I couldn't stop myself from smiling. An illicit love, a hidden love, even though it was something terrible like that, the guilt barely seemed to faze me, even if I was a little disappointed in myself for how little danger I felt from the situation. My love for Kiri is so much stronger than some pretext like wanting to respond to her feelings for me. My feelings for her are stronger than my position as an adult and as a teacher. Oh. Okay. These things just work out. If anyone called me irresponsible or careless or a failure of an adult, I would deserve it. But those words of love are more real than anything else I've ever felt in my life. Since the day I was born, I've never been very healthy. It wasn't ever a question of my life being in danger, but I always got fevers, and I still do. I've caused Kiri plenty of trouble and worries too. I still do, I think. She tells me not to collapse every day. But I'm trying to make sure I take care of myself, and there are people who help and support me. Things work out in life. Even if I am a little frail, I'm healthy enough to be a teacher, to do my best for everyone. That teacher taught me that too. Discipline. My former teacher, the one who went to this school, she was raised by Shoujo, so maybe the whole reason I wanted to be a teacher in the first place started here. I met Kiri here, we fell in love, just her out of all the students here. My relationship with Kiri might lead to some big trouble in the future. but I'm sure it'll work out. I should make the effort so that it does. I could do anything for you, Kiri. My cute Kiri. Kiri, you always say that you don't like your name because it sounds strong, but from the green hiding leaves, the flowers fall on the breeze, the scent of Kiri. Just saying it out loud made me feel like I had heard a nice, refreshing breeze. A poem about the Pallowinia flower. Sorry about that, you guys. There's a beautiful poem about the Kiri you're named after, you know. The future awaiting us may not be all cool breezes that carry the scent of hidden flowers. There might be terrible storms there, too. But I'll protect you, Kiri. I'm older than you, and nothing can change that. So at least let me have this selfish thought. I thought I was more the type to want to be protected than to want to protect. Right then, my phone started vibrating inside my bag, and when I checked it, there was already a text from Kiri waiting for me. It started with, "Go home and rest soon, okay?" Then continued, "You're still doing overtime, right? You better get some rest." It was short but considerate, which made me smile again. That's right, she may act the way she does, but she's dependable at heart. If something happens, I might be the one getting protected after all. With Kiri watching over me, I know I'll always be able to do my best. It's a little frustrating, but exciting. I decided to send an immediate reply. I didn't think too long, just tapped out my feelings into my phone. I started, "I'm going home now," then followed, "Thank you, Kiri. I love you." I could picture her face when she received it. I stretched my arms over my head and started gathering my things. The school festival starts soon. It's our last spurt now. I'm sure all our obligations for it will only get harder, but right now, all I can think about is how happy I am to spend that time with my girlfriend. I like seeing Tsukuyo learn to take better care of herself through Kiri. That's really nice. Because Tsukuyo just... You should take care of yourself, you know? I talked about this a little bit in the main story, but it's really hard to... it's really hard when you're working with someone and they push themselves too hard and they're not taking responsibility of their own health and they get sick or they hurt themselves. Like, that's not worth it. It's not worth it. I don't care how big of a workaholic you are. I don't care about your pride. All those things that Tsukuyo really deals with herself. And so it is nice to see from that relationship, Kiri being like, "Hey, go home and rest soon," and Tsukuyo complying. And taking Kiri's feelings into consideration. And now, what do we have here? So might have really messed up doing these extra scenes by character, haven't I? Because I have found another hidden Kiri extra scene. Well, this is surprising, but this is what I get for going through this game blind. I have no idea how this is how to organize this. But it'll have to wait till next time, so I will figure it out before the next video comes up. But anyways, thanks for watching, as always, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Take care, everyone.